The lies we tell ourselves, I mean, really in all areas of our life, right? Wondering why we're not losing weight because we're for sure sticking to that diet, or we're for sure in a calorie deficit, or we're for sure burning X amount of calories according to our Apple Watches or Fitbit, so we can't possibly understand why the scale isn't moving. Or finances. For sure, we're not spending the way we used to. I mean, we've definitely cut back on our spending the way we said we would, but somehow nothing's in the savings account and we're not hitting our goals. And it's crazy when you think about it, because unless you are actually tracking it, your mind tells you these things, and to the point where you actually start to believe it. So that's why for the things that I can in fact control, I take a great deal of effort to track those items. So when I have these private conversations with myself where I'm convincing myself of all of these lies, I can refer back to literal source documents that can show a range of behavior, which of course tells a story. So at the beginning of the year, I keep all of my personal finances in QuickBooks, just as I do all my businesses. So I do have it set up with a chart of accounts, i.e. buckets, i.e. the way I'm spending my money. So for instance, I don't just have food. I have food, groceries, luxury food, and alcohol, because all of those line items separated out tell me a truer story. It allows me to monitor areas where I can improve, for example, based on my goals. In addition, one of the other spending problems I have, if you will, and some may say it's a problem, others may not, is I spend an obscene amount of my money, percentage-wise, on others. It's just something I've always done. I've always lived below my means. Truly, I don't need much. I'm pretty practical. I enjoy very few things. So when it comes to supporting others, specifically not just to buy them frivolous things, but when it comes to supporting others in their dreams, entrepreneurial journeys, personal development, education, etc., I'm definitely one of the first people to raise my hand and be that angel investor, if you will. It's something that I've done since I was quite young, when I wasn't even making six figures. So one would say, oh yeah, you can afford to do it now. But the fact of the matter is, I've always given up a very high percentage of my income in support of others being better. But as time has gone on, and as I've been analyzing my spending and my earnings more, realizing that I have to be, even more mindful of my strategies behind money, because money is supposed to be a tool, yes? So with that said, this particular year and last year, but more so this year, I made an additional pledge to myself that I would tighten things up quite a bit, because I wanted to be intentional on how I was going to reallocate those potential savings now that I'm being more mindful as to how I'm spending. So, of course, I had my profit and loss statement for 2021, which clearly showed in the area that I want to improve is money spent on others. And in 2021, 20% of my income was spent on others. So I wanted to cut it in half. Well, I just did a check-in with myself, end of Q1, so the end of March, and well, the numbers don't lie. So the entire 3 months, the first 3 months of 2022, I'm walking around thinking, oh yeah, I've said no a million times, or not even saying no, because half the time it's my bright idea anyways. An individual will be speaking to me about something or an opportunity or a crisis or what have you, and usually I'm the one that will raise my hand and volunteer myself to not only mastermind the turnaround or what have you, but also fund it. So I felt that for the first 3 months of this year, I had been very disciplined in keeping my mouth shut, not volunteering, and also exercising the power of no. But when I took a look at that profit and loss statement, yes, I did do better, but only 3% better. And 3% didn't match what was going on in my head. So therefore, clearly, I'm not doing enough to move the needle to where I need to move it to hit my goals. So that is a tool that I use to check myself. And of course, there are many, many tools to use in finance, in weight loss, etc. And truly, that checks and balance, it's necessary, because your mind, I'm not going to say it plays tricks on you, but you start believing the lies that you tell yourself, especially when it's convenient. So having that additional accountability piece really keeps you on track. Needless to say, I have, at least in my head, tightened things up yet again. So at the end of Q2, I will be checking in, of course, hoping for another reduction in that area. And yeah, that's my tip for you. Any type of goal that you're trying to achieve or any type of behavior that you're trying to modify, you must put an accountability piece in there that can be measured, not interpreted. Good luck.